Hey everybody, welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to be making just a sort of a rap beat that more of a modern rapper could maybe even sing to in this video. So let's get right into this. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is, I'll move my face cam out of the way, and we're going to want to pick our melody because you can't really make any of the other components if you don't know the tempo or what you're basing it off as. So I'm going to be using this, and if you want to make the same beat that I'm making, you definitely don't have to. It's probably better if you don't, because you can maybe even send me your beats, and maybe in the description. And what you can do is you need to pick a melody, because you can't do any of the other parts, as I said. So I downloaded this. It's a free pack from cymatics.com, just full of basically any version of a melody or any melody you could really think of. It's here. So I'm going to pick it up. So we're really trying to find like a rap type beat, or trying to make one. So we really need something from like the dark melody. So that sounds nice. Woo! I like that one. It's got a little panning. I really like that one. Just stick that inside, and you really want to always want it to switch to the tempo, or else it's going to sound awkward. It'll sound maybe a bit too slow or too fast. This one's really to preference, but I kind of like how fast this is right now. So this one's really giving me some chilly vibes. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add some drums, or some sound selection for our drums. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put in our kick. So I think I'll be using this one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our closed hi-hat. Oh, that one sounds pretty good. That's probably why it's favorited. And claps maybe? I think I'll be using a kick instead for this. Or sorry, a snare. So I'll just use that one. I like it. Good enough for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place these through, and I'm just going to make a quick little drum beat. And I will be right back in a couple of milliseconds. So I've made this beat, and I've placed out all of the drums where I want them to. And don't get these confused. I have put in a kick and a snare. Just they're inside of the same line. Here, I'll move them out to just make it, a little less confusing for everyone that's watching the video. So let's give this a quick little listen, and I'll show you the advantages of this later. So now that sounds actually really awesome. It's really on beat, nothing's really skipping, and there's a lot of kicks. And I'll show you why that's important, or at least I'll just tell you now. It's good to have enough kicks, because that way you could place a lot of 808s. You can really separate them too if you want them, so yep, I think that sounds pretty nice. And the good thing about this, stick it right over here and paste it, and it shouldn't sound that awkward. So that sounds awesome, actually. So yep, that sounds awesome. So what I'm going to do with this is we're going to add an 808. You can really use anything you want again. And again, this is really just up to your opinion. I'll be using this one, so I think that sounds really nice. I'm going to be using a long one, so I can keep kind of the gaps between the kicks. What you're going to want to do now, as you just saw, right click on here on a mouse, click copy to an alpha sampler, just delete that, and it's going to bring up this. This, I'm just going to get rid of it because I don't need it for now. All we need is this little blue track right over here. I'm going to move this over, just one quick bar. So, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick the key of your 808. I think I'm going to keep it in there because it sounds pretty nice. And something you also want to do is just bring down the velocity of the 808 just a tiny bit, so you're not bursting your eardrums out. Yep, so I'm just going to kind of place an 808 everywhere there is a kick. So it kind of just adds a little bass feeling to the thing. So I'm just going to change the length of this maybe to like 13 seconds. Make it end at 13 seconds. There we go. So maybe just extend this. And this is a pretty tedious project, or a tedious part of the project. But if you already have a bit of experience, it shouldn't really take that long. So I will be back in a couple of seconds. Okay, so I've placed out the 808s, which was very, very tedious, but really didn't take me that long. So if we just look into here, I've started every kick, or I've started every 808 every time there's a kick. So the start of this 808 is the start of this kick. So let's just quickly listen to this. Okay, and something when you're doing this, when you're doing the 808s, which is what I did, since this part was just duplicated, cut out that section and just do one half of the 808s, and then just duplicate whatever's on this half, and just stick it over on this highlighted half. Just right over there. Let me just move my face cam so you can see. It's right on that highlighted half. So what you're gonna do now is you're going to pitch your 808s to what you want. Now this one shouldn't really be that hard. It actually isn't that hard. But what you're going to want to do and learn is learn how to bring things up an octave, and we'll do that in 1 second. So yes, as I said, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be kind of pitching up your 808s. So for this one, it's kind of like maybe to that, maybe halfway. Maybe bring it under, and remember when you're bringing things into a lower register, it can get a little bit muddy if you bring it down too far. So make sure to bring the velocity down. I'm keeping it up though because it's only down by like 3 semitones. Okay, and you see where it's kind of up here, where it's kind of like the dut kick, where it's just kind of 2 skips of a beat right there. Bring it. I'm gonna bring it up an octave. So I'm going to bring that to a C5. I'm going to stick this up until it says C6. That's like the very, very oversimplified version of that. So da-da, da, da. I don't know what I'm doing. I think that sounds nice. That turned out better than the plan went as planned. So I'm just gonna maybe bring it back up to that now. And something that you can also do that I learned from some other guys on YouTube, I forget who it was, is an 808 delay. So in this 808, I'm just going to set it to this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop it every 2 beats. So it kind of goes like that. So, and we're just going to kind of turn the velocity down from there. So you can go into here, go into, freehand. So yeah, so maybe like, yeah, so maybe like that. So maybe once it starts at there, we can just keep it for the entire note. Basically just improvising by now. But for this, maybe keep it up. Maybe bring it back down. I have absolutely no idea. You can really just choose what you want to do. So I'm just going to stick that up maybe. So sounds like it's a bit skipping too much. So maybe bring it up a bit. You're basically just dragging notes up and down. And it can get very tedious if you have no idea what you're really doing, kind of like me. But what you gotta do is basically just an experiment. Music is just an experiment. So, might as well have a little bit of fun while I'm doing it. B4, maybe put it to a B5, yep. That sounds really good actually. I like it. You see, I found that out by an accident. So it's all good. Maybe bring it up. Maybe bring it to there. And maybe bring it to there. And let's listen to this. Yep, I think that sounds pretty nice. And sadly, this is the end of the video, or happily for me, because I can stop recording. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to arrange this, and you can listen to this at the end, and here's the full beat. Enjoy. Oh, and just a quick little disclaimer, a good way to add some fire to your 808s to put a little distortion. Enjoy.